What is up, guys? My name is Carrie, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the E30 that I recently purchased in December 2025. We haven't really made a video about this car yet. We've hinted at it, we've alluded to it, but now we're actually going to be doing a little drive with you guys, and yeah. Okay, so we are now at the Port Elizabeth Harbour with my lovely E30, and just a little bit of background about the car and why we got this car. If you know me, you know that I've always loved the E30s, mostly because of the boxy shape that it has. How we came about this particular E30 is that we were looking for a good deal, and we could just not get our hands on a good enough deal that was just sweet enough for us to buy it. Until Nathan befriended a guy by the name of Ruan, mostly because they have this shared love of BMWs, and yeah, it just grew from there, blossomed from there. Aww. So Nathan had mentioned to Ruan that I was looking for a BMW E30. He knew if anyone knows of a BMW E30 that would be a good deal, it's probably going to be Ruan. And Ruan said he does know of a good E30, just not sure if the owner wanted to sell it. He checked in with the owner. The owner said, no, I'm not too keen right now. So this was about 6 months before I purchased the vehicle. And then we would just check in every now and again. Hey, does that guy still want to not sell his E30? And Ruan would say, he might be ready soon. Like, we'll see how it goes. Fast forward to December 2025. Ruan said this guy is actually ready to finally sell his E30. And he would probably sell it to you guys. So come take a look. We went there and then made the decision to actually go forward and purchase the vehicle. He accepted our offer, and now we have an E30. And as you can see, got a lovely puddle of coolant forming over here. We need to get that checked. Woo! So we are back at Jack Garage, and we're going to do a quick walk around of the E30 and get you guys up to speed on our newest project car. So I somehow got in touch with the previous owner. This was the guy who did most, if not all, of the modifications to this car. How cool is that? Probably the most important modification that this previous owner did to the vehicle was he did an engine swap and sourced a M50 non-Venus engine out of a 5 Series BMW. This is the iron block engine, which means it can push out a lot more power and is probably the most desirable engine in my opinion. So I feel very lucky to have gotten my hands on an E30 with this beautiful engine. The guy who did the engine swap also did a turbo conversion, so it was in his best interest to get the iron block. Definitely in my best interest to have an iron block. So as you can see, we have an upgraded stabilizer bar, floor valve, radiator and intercooler, and we still need to get a colder intake for this car. I just found that a little bit dodgy driving without one. And as you can see, this BMW still has its original paint, exterior paint, BMW Cirrus Blue Metallic. This previous owner who did all these modifications also swapped out his gearbox for a ZF gearbox. ZFs are far more desirable. If you've done a turbo conversion and you're just pushing out more power, you should probably have a ZF. He also got an LSD put in, and he sourced this from a 323 E30. So let's go through this quickly. The engine was sourced from a 525 5 Series. The gearbox was sourced from a 320 E30, and the LSD was sourced from a 323 E30. So 3 different donor vehicles. That's a lot, but I could not be more stoked that it has been done because that saves me so much time and effort, and I'm playing into the stereotypes actually so bad. But I just don't really want to do that stuff, you know. So let's get into the interior of my little blue E30. First things first, this steering wheel, I don't know what it's trying to rip off, maybe Nathan will know, but this steering wheel is a rip off of something. It's not bad, I definitely want to get a Momo. The badges come off somehow. The dash, like with most E30s, the dash is cracked, as you can see. We're probably going to want to wrap the dash, maybe do like a suede or a leather, or maybe I can try to convince my husband to make a carbon dash. We'll see what happens there. But otherwise, the interior is not in bad condition. The door panels are actually in really good condition, like nothing loose, it's all pretty solid. My little lever is fine. The windows wind pretty well, I don't have any issues with that. And obviously we've got the turbo gauges, the oil pressure, air to fuel ratio gauge. I think that the speedometer is not working, or the RPM gauge, I can't remember, but one of those is not working. And then of course we have the short shifter that he also installed. I'm not a fan of this knob though. I want to get a different knob. Sounds so weird. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the short shifter in particular. I think I want to upgrade the short shifter. First time I drove it with the short shifter, I absolutely hated it. So the short shifter's been taking a lot of getting used to. And then probably the most important thing about the interior for me is the seats. And to be quite honest with you, we have no idea what they look like. There are about 3 seat covers laid on top of one another. You're going to join us and take the seat covers off with us, and we're going to see what condition they're in. Okay, this is not looking very promising. Oh God. Oh no. That is not good. Not even redeemable. It's not redeemable. Okay, new seats it is. New Recaro it is. So we just went for a surf now, and I was going through the footage and we realized that the mic had stopped working halfway through our video. So very angry, but we have to record the rest of this video now. So that's why my hair's wet, that's why we're looking a little bit different. Where were we? So the back seats had like 3 seat covers. 1, red and black. 2, blue and black. 3, grey and light grey. Then seat. This seat's also pretty quiche. Like maybe we could get them reupholstered. You know, you get those cars that like people were like born in the back seat of. This is like one of those cars, it seems. So I'm thinking for a car is not for the back, but at least for the front. Moving on. So the previous owner did put coilovers in, but the problem is that you can't really utilize them to their full potential, and you can't lower the car because these are 10Js. They're way too big. Those, I think, in the front are about 9Js. It tends to rub when you're driving and whatnot, so you literally can't put the car lower than what it currently is. So when we put the new wheels that I purchased on, it's going to be far better. And I just do not like the design. I think that wheel setup has a lot to do with if your car looks good or not. And I think that what is ruining this car at the moment is the wheel setup. So the car is not in bad condition for its age in terms of body, but like for instance, bumpers need to be replaced. There's this nice crack over here. This is cute, but I'm probably going to take this off. It is really cute though. And then this side's not too bad. There is some bubbling under the paint here or there, so that needs to be looked at. Over here is a good example of the bubbling. Starting to rust over here. It must have been a little minor fender bender. The bonnet is probably the worst part of this vehicle. We're probably going to make a carbon bonnet though, so we might just get a donor bonnet from the scrapyard for now and then make a carbon bonnet later, so stay tuned for that. I think that's pretty much it. So in saying that, this car is not in bad condition for its age, and it doesn't look like it's got any serious damage. It doesn't look like it's been in any major accidents or serious accidents. You could usually tell if like things just aren't lining up. Things are definitely lining up. Like nothing looks out of place on this car. So what is the plan with my little E30? The end goal is to turn this into a driver-focused street car that is very tastefully done in a sort of period correct way. So if you're keen to see what we get up to and how we go about doing that, stay tuned to Jack Garage. Oh my, it's a little bit scary. Testing, 1, 2, 3. There's a plane in the background, as you can see. Woo!